What's good, KFG gang? It's your boy B Boy John 25, and tonight I will be recovering AEW Revolution review and highlights you guys new. Hit that like button, hit that red button. Let's get started. This show was way better than SmackDown and Super Showdown combined together. AEW Revolution was way better than SmackDown and Super Showdown. That's all I gotta say. AEW runs at the Winters Arena in Chicago, Illinois, with AEW Revolution, the first All Elite Wrestling pay-per-view of 2020. SCU versus the Dark Order. This match was decent. The pre-show match at AEW Revolution buy-in is about to get underway. The match will feature so-called uncensored Scorpio Sky and Frank Kazarian taking on the duo of Evil Grayson and Evil Uno, the Dark Order. The former first ever tag team champions. SCU are in the ring now, as they are amongst Dark Order duo. The bell sounds and here we go. Early on, it is Sky and Kazarian are in the offensive lead. Grayson turns the tide with a double kick that dropped both SCU members. Evil Uno gets the hot tag, and now the Dark Order is comfortably in the control of the action. The heel duo are now dominating the action, utilizing quick tags and to keep a fresh man on the fragrant Sky. This culminates with Grayson scoring the pin, giving Dark Order the win. The winner of the match, the Dark Order. After the match, Colt Cabana, Christopher Daniels saved the day. Following the match, Dark Order continues their beatdown of the former AEW Tag Team Champions. Eventually, Colt Cabana's music hits in Chicago. Neta makes his way to the ring to a big ovation from his hometown fans. The numbers game ends up being too much for the babyface until finally Chris Daniels, the third member of SCU, comes out and shows his true colors, helping the SCU despite several recent tease of joining the Dark Order. Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, and Jim Ross discuss several matches to come as they hype the pay-per-view only moments away. We start off the Revolution pay-per-view event as we enter the Winters Arena in Chicago, panning the audience as the pyro goes off as the crowd pops. The announcer sends us to the ring for our first match of the night as we get kicked off this AEW pay-per-view event. Jack Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. This match was good. The natural Dustin Rhodes makes his way down to the ramp towards the ring as his music sounds. Out next is Jack Hager as his music sounds. Jack Hager enters the ring where Rhodes is awaiting him for tonight's matchup. The bell rings and the match begins. Hager shoulders Rhodes into the corner of the ring immediately as the bell rings. Hager with the right to the midsection of Rhodes. The action leads ringside where Rhodes is knocked to the mat. The referee checks Rhodes to make sure he's able to proceed. Hager throws Rhodes back in the ring for a pin attempt. Rhodes kicks out at 2. Hager locks in a submission move on Rhodes. Rhodes frees himself, getting back to his feet. Hager with another intimidate takedown as he locks in the submission move, grabbing the arm of Rhodes. Rhodes breaks free and leans into the corner of the ring. Back and forth between the two. Rhodes with a body slam as he goes for the pin. Hager kicks out at 2. The crowd begins clapping, encouraging Hager back to his feet. Hager leans on the ropes, dropping Rhodes on the top rope. Hager dives at the knee of Rhodes, taking over the match. Hager with a Vader Bomb attempt. Rhodes counter. Hager lands the Vader Bomb for the 2 count. Rhodes kicking out once again. Hager is looking spent as he struggled back to his feet. Rhodes climbed back to his feet in the corner of the ring. Hager throws Rhodes across the ring. Hager with a clothesline in the corner of the ring. power bomb by Hager for the 2,999 count. Rose kicked out at a very last second. Hager attempts to lock Rose in the ropes. Rose counters, knocking Hager to the outside. Hager slams his head on the steel stairs on the side of the ring. The referee begins the count. Hager re-enters the ring. Rose pepper Hager with a right hand. Hager now tied up in the corner. Rose with a kick in the midsection. Dustin goes for the finisher. Hager kicks out at 2. Cross arm breaker by Rose. Hager goes for the counter with the ankle lock on Rose. In the center of the ring. Rose hand shaking as he refused to tap. Rose knocks Hager into the referee while her back is turned. Hager lands a low blow on Rose. Dustin bull rush Hager onto the corner. Hager regains control of the match, landing a standing arm tangle for the submission win. The winner of the match, Jack Hager. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. This match was good too. The Spanish God Sammy Guevara makes his way to the top of the ramp as he stops to pose. A video clip of Allin from the 2 weeks ago is shown as Guevara makes his way down the ramp, stopping on the apron to pose one more time before entering the ring. Next, a video clip is shown of Darby Allin, his music sound in the arena. Darby Allin skates his way to the ring as his music plays. Darby Allin wastes no time as he enters the ring, flying through the ropes with a spear on Guevara outside of the ring. Darby Allin makes his way back into the ring, only to fly back through the ropes, slamming into the barricade for his foot caught the bottom rope. Sammy Guevara stumbles around the ring as Darby Allin follows. Sammy Guevara picks up Darby Allin's skateboard, throws into the face of Darby Allin, knocking him back to the mat. Sammy Guevara drags a table out from breathing the ring. Then a second table. The referee demands Sammy Guevara to get back in the ring to start the match. Sammy Guevara refuses Darby Allin, who is now placed on the table. Sammy Guevara climbs to the top, silently the words "I'm crazy" as he flipped off the top turnbuckle, landing on Darby Allin with a 630 senton. Darby Allin slams through the table. Sammy Guevara on the top of him. Sammy Guevara climbed back into the ring. Darby Allin looking to be passed out on the table. The crowd begins a Darby Allin chant. Darby Allin slides into the ring. The referee signals quickly for the bell. Sammy Guevara charges Darby Allin, going for the quick pin. Darby Allin kicks out. Sammy Guevara shoving Darby Allin's neck into the bottom rope, then going for the corner once again. Darby Allin again kicks out. Darby Allin finally back to his feet, stretching the midsection of Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara breaks free, finally going to the top. Sammy Guevara's foot stomps Darby Allin on the apron. Sammy Guevara is shoved off the top rope by Darby Allin. Sammy Guevara leads back up to Darby Allin, pulling Darby Allin down with a Spanish flyer for another pin attempt. Darby Allin once again kicking out at 2. Darby Allin gets the upper hand in this matchup, finally getting the win, following the sliced bread and finally landing on the coffin drop for the 3 count. The winner of the match, Darby Allin. Darby Allin is a great wrestler. That's all I gotta say. I really enjoyed this match. After his victory, Darby Allin grabs his skateboard to use it on Sammy Guevara in the ring. Jack Hager comes out for the rescue, saving Sammy Guevara as he drags him up the ramp. Darby Allin climbs to the top turnbuckle as the crowd goes crazy. The AEW tag team title match. Heyman, Adam Page, and Kenny Omega versus. This tag team match was awesome. This was an awesome match. I love this match. Kenny Omega starts off this AEW tag team matchup. Hangman and Matt Jackson finally tag in and go at it in the center of the ring. Open struggle as a grabber on the mat. Hangman spits in the face of Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson enters with a double leg sweep and lands a few fists on Hangman. The crowd chanted, "You know what?" Matt Jackson tags in. Nick Jackson once again. Hangman's face. They also team Omega and Adam Page as they clear the ring in the apron. Matt sends the cat on Hangman with a assist from Nick Jackson. Matt Jackson drops Hangman as an apparent pain jolts in his back. Hangman talks to Omega in their corner as Omega has an odd expression on his face as he enters the ring. Kenny Omega with the running back breaker on Nick Jackson for the pin attempt. Back and forth action between the two inside the ring. Hangman Adam Page finally tags back in and only to be put in a submission hold before tagging Omega back. The crowd chops in the back chop back and forth between Omega and Matt Jackson. Hangman with a moonsault off the top rope onto the Young Bucks on the outside of the ring. Hangman lands on his feet. The crowd begins a whole you-know-what chant following the crazy high-flying move. Back in the ring, Hangman points at Matt Jackson in the center of the ring. Nick Jackson tags in Matt Jackson. Slugfest between Hangman in the center of the ring. Cross chop by Matt Jackson. Hangman counters with a kick. Kenny lands on Matt Jackson in the corner. Hangman as Hangman and Kenny Omega double team. Kenny Omega with a power bomb onto Matt Jackson on Matt. Kenny Omega tags in Hangman back in the following the pin attempt on Matt. Matt Jackson tags in Nick Jackson. Jackson with a super kick on Hangman. Omega comes in for the save. Nick Jackson lands a super kick on Kenny Omega as well. Nick over the top rope with a high flying move, slamming Hangman head and neck into the mat for a pin attempt. Hangman kicks out. Hangman lands an elbow on Nick Jackson. Matt Jackson holds Hangman in the corner as Nick Jackson kicks him in the face. Matt Jackson tags in. Double team by the Young Bucks for the cover. Kenny Omega breaks the count for the save. Hangman struggles back to his feet and throws. Nick Jackson super kick onto Matt Jackson. A kick to the knee of Matt Jackson. Hangman spins and attempts to lock in the chicken wing. Nick Jackson for the rescue. The crowd chants, "This is awesome." Matt Jackson goes for more bang for your to no avail. Hangman and Kenny Omega double team the young Nick Jackson inside the ring. The blockbuster suplex by Hangman at Page for a 2 count. Powerbomb and another pin attempt. Matt Jackson hits the save to break the count. Kenny Omega stretches his arm in for the tag. Hangman Adam Page makes the tag. Kenny Omega with a full momentum goes for the V trigger. Nick counters. Omega stands to land V trigger followed by another V trigger. Fast-paced action as Omega hooks and lands the Tiger Drop 98 for the pin attempt. Another kick out. Nick Jackson on Kenny Omega's shoulder as Omega climbs the ropes and comes in for the save. The locomotion suplex by Matt Jackson onto Hangman out of the ring and up the ramp. Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson double team Hangman on the ramp. The Young Bucks back in the ring with Omega. Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson separate land kicks on Omega. Then together knocking Kenny Omega to the mat. Double V triggered by the Young Bucks. Omega kicks out a pin attempt. Kenny Omega dares the Young Bucks to do it again. To which they complete and hit another pin attempt. Matt stomps the shoulder of Kenny Omega. Nick enters the ring. They from the game plan in the ring as Omega rolls around and ignored in the center of the ring. Matt lifts Omega to his feet, setting up for the Meltzer bomb. Page interrupts as he power bombs Nick Jackson through a table on the outside. Kenny Omega lands a big knee buckshot / V trigger combo with both Hangman and Kenny Omega for the pin. Matt kicks out at 2. Omega lands another V trigger followed by lifting Matt on his shoulders for the one wing angel. Matt fights his way free followed by a super kick. Hangman tags in and goes for the one winged angel for the pin. Nick Jackson breaks the count as the last second. The crowd goes nuts now. Hangman eyes looking crazy as he lands a buckshot on the ramp on Nick Jackson. Hangman Adam Page lands another buckshot on Matt Jackson in the ring for the win. The winner of the match is still your AEW Tag Team Champions, Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. This tag team match was fantastic. This was the match of the night. After the match, the Young Bucks stands stands in the center of the ring as Hangman exits the ring, leaving Omega standing with the Young Bucks. Hangman re-enters the ring to the other three and stand and wait. Hangman once again exits the ring, Omega looking unsure as he watches. Young Bucks exits the ring on the opposite side. Hangman waits by the ropes as Omega walks up. Hangman lifts the ropes for Omega to exit the ring. Hangman Adam Page gives a brief hug to Omega. AEW Women's Title Champion Nyla Rose versus Kris Statlander. This match is god awful. I can't get behind the AEW Women's Division. The AEW Women's Division is god awful. It needs a new makeover. But anyway, Nyla Rose versus Kris Statlander for the AEW Women's Title. This match was god awful. It was just god awful. A video package is showing highlighting of the events leading up to tonight's AEW Women's Title match between Nyla Rose and Kris Statlander. Statlander makes her way to the ring first as her music plays in the arena. Out next as her music sounds is Nyla Rose. Rose makes her way down to the ramp, entering the ring with a waiting opponent, Kris Statlander. The referee signals for the bell. The bell rings as the match begins. Kris Statlander dominates early on in the match. Nyla Rose finally able to land a hard right from inside the ring on Kris Statlander on the outside. Kris Statlander attempts a spear through the ropes onto Rose. Rose moves to the right, sidestepping the move. Both women are back in the ring. Nyla Rose with multiple clotheslines on Kris Statlander inside the ring, finally going for a pin attempt. Kris Statlander kicks out. Nyla Rose lifts Kris Statlander back to her feet. Nyla Rose knocks Kris Statlander out of the ring. Kris Statlander lands fast first on the outside. The referee begins the count, making it 2-6 before Kris Statlander re-enters the ring with Nyla Rose. Kris Statlander hits the ropes and charges in, grabbing a waist lock on Nyla Rose, dropping Nyla Rose to the mat. Both women are on a single knee in the center of the ring, exchanging blows. Nyla Rose back on her feet, only to be knocked out of the ring. Kris Statlander with a suicide dive through the ropes onto Nyla Rose, slamming Nyla Rose into the barricade on the outside of the ring. Kris Statlander grabs Nyla Rose, dragging and showing her back into the ring. Kris Statlander goes for a pin on Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose kicking out at 2. Nyla Rose finally staggers back to her feet. Kris Statlander running at Nyla Rose in the center of the ring. Nyla Rose counter, throwing Kris Statlander stern first into the turnbuckle. Kris Statlander under the ropes, half in the ring, half on the apron. Nyla Rose pushing her boot onto the neck of Kris Statlander. Nyla Rose to the top turnbuckle. Kris Statlander does the handstand and walks on her hands, landing in a chill position, blowing a kiss at Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose losing focus, climbs down. Kris Statlander knocks Nyla Rose to the mat. Nyla Rose goes for the splash. Kris Statlander throws her knees up for the block. Nyla Rose goes for her finisher. Kris Statlander kicks out at 2. Nyla Rose in shock. Nyla Rose back to the top turnbuckle. Kris Statlander throwing a right hand as she climbs to the second rope. Nyla Rose and Kris Statlander both fall to the mat. Looks intentional. Kris Statlander goes for a pin. Nyla Rose kicks out. Nyla Rose back to her feet, lands a boot to the face of Kris Statlander. Nyla Rose back on the turnbuckle. Kris Statlander gets her ankle around the neck of Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose once again goes for the finish up to the top rope. This time landing a powerbomb on Kris Statlander from the top rope. Nyla Rose goes for the pin, getting the 3 count, retaining the AEW Women's Championship title. The winner of the match is still your AEW Women's Champion, Nyla Rose. This match was just god awful. How they go from a great tag team of Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks for the AEW Tag Team Champions to the AEW Women's Championship, Kris Statlander versus Nyla Rose. This match was god awful between Nyla Rose and Kris Statlander. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, A recap of Nyla Rose landing her finisher on Kris Statlander is shown. Nyla Rose holds the title belt over her head as she blows kisses to the audience. Cody versus MJF. This match was good. A video package is showing highlighting the event leading up to tonight's matchup between these two superstars. Out first is MJF, accompanied by Wardlow as his music sounds in the arena. MJF makes his way down the ramp, enters the ring, where he stops to pose. MJF makes his way to the top rope, shouting out the crowd as the lights cut in the arena. MJF is a good heel. That's all I gotta say. MJF is a good heel. Anyway, let me continue. Cody music sounds next, playing slow and steady as beams of light and smoke appears at the top of the ramp. As the music speeds, Cody appears at the top of the ramp. Cody theme song continues with live performance behind him. Cody makes his way down the ramp with encourage of his friend and family, including wife Brandy Rhodes, his brother Dustin Rhodes, and R. Anderson, to name a few. I saw Cody Rhodes' tattoo on his neck. It looks good. Cody Rhodes tattoo. Cody Rhodes tattoo neck looks great. It looks great. But anyway, it looks great on Cody Rhodes. I've seen this tattoo on Twitter. He got a flag on his neck and it looks good. But anyway, the referee signals for the start of the match. The bell rings and the match begins. Cody runs full speed at MJF. MJF quickly rolls out of the ring. MJF re-enters the ring once again. Cody makes his way towards MJF once again. MJF exits the ring, quickly making his way over the barricade into the audience. MJF grabs a chair and calls to Cody to come here. R. Anderson advised Cody to get back in the ring. Cody re-enters the ring. MJF pacing on the outside, finally rolling back into the ring. Cody and MJF exchanging right hands in the center of the ring. Rose uppercut by Cody, dropping MJF on the mat. Rose goes for the cover. MJF kicks out. Once again, MJF rolls out of the ring. This time, catching his breath on the ramp. MJF enters the ring under the bottom rope. Cody runs across the ramp and slams MJF to the mat. Cody rolls MJF for another pin attempt. MJF goes for a kick. Cody catches MJF's boot. Cody takes MJF for a ride on his shoulders, stopping, then once again spinning, finally landing him with an Alabama slam. The crowd begins chanting, "Cody, Cody, Cody." Cody drops his knee next to MJF, landing his right hand. MJF staggers to his feet. Cody hits a kick to the face of MJF. Wardlow drags MJF by his foot out of the ring for the save. Brandy Rhodes throws a beer in the face of Wardlow, who follows behind Brandy as she walks away. Cody flies through the ropes and out onto Wardlow, smashing him onto the barricade. Cody checks on his broken toe on his right foot before counting towards MJF on the outside of the ring. Cody throws MJF onto the ring. Wardlow with a cheap shot on Cody, then throwing him onto the ring to MJF, gaining the advantage. Throwing Cody onto the turnbuckle, MJF tucking Cody's hand behind him and rolling him up for a pin attempt. No luck. MJF throws Cody onto the corner turnbuckle. Cody landing upside down. MJF with yet another pin attempt. No avail. MJF focusing on the arm of Cody as he stomps over and over. MJF locks in a wrist lock on Cody as Cody shouts attempt to reach the ropes. Cody and MJF drop the mat. MJF keep the hold strong. The crowd begins chanting, "Let's go Cody, let's go Cody." Once again, MJF focuses on the arm and shoulder of Cody. MJF grabs Cody's arm, twisting it behind Cody's back as Cody shouts, finally reaching for the ropes. MJF refuses to let go as the referee shouts at him. MJF finally let go, but goes for the boot of Cody's, removing it. MJF throws Cody's boot out of the ring. MJF walks back over to Cody and bites it with his mic. The referee busy telling Warlow to exit the steel stairs. Back to ringside. Cody sits on the top rope. MJF stands in the corner looking for a power bomb. Cody slides between the turnbuckles and MJF under his legs and gains some upper hand. Cody flies MJF off the turnbuckle. MJF slamming onto the mat. Cody back to his feet. Warlow grabbing the attention of Cody and the referee. Cody turns to look behind him. R. Anderson is seen walking around the ring towards Warlow with a steel chair. Brandy Rose standing on the side of R. Anderson. Back in the ring, Cody lands a furious fist on MJF, drawing the blood from his head. Cody throws his hands up as he looks at the crowd. Cody lifts MJF and puts him legs first onto the ropes. MJF counters with a MJ smash. Warlow picks up Brandy, hoisting her up onto his shoulders. Cody quickly exits the ring and telling Warlow to put her down. Cody spears Warlow and then get back in the ring. MJF lands a low blow on Cody as he looks on to the outside of the ring. MJF rolls Cody up for the pin. Cody kicks out at 2. Cody lifts MJF, never losing the connection as Cody attempts to let go for the suplex over the ropes to the outside. Cody follows behind as MJF falls to the outside. An awful landing as both men are laid out on the outside of the ring. The ref begins to count out. Begins to count out. I'm sorry. Cody and MJF both re-enter the ring. MJF still bleeding profusely from the head. Both men engaged in a slugfest in the corner of the ring as the crowd ooh and yee with each blow. The crowd begins a chant for Cody. MJF once again tries to land a move for the pin on Cody. Cody kicks out. Cody lands a low blow and plants MJF for the pin. MJF kicks out at 2. Cody cannot believe it. MJF with a very distant look on his eyes as he lays on the mat inside the ring, blood pouring from the top of his head. Cody whips MJF, the ref pleading with him to stop. Cody demands one more and then throws the belt to the side. MJF cowers in the corner of the ring as Cody shouts to him to get up. The referee telling MJF to get up. MJF hugs the foot of Cody as he begins to sob. MJF gets back to his feet, spitting blood in the face of Cody. Crossroads by Cody once again. MJF crosses over to Cody, throwing his arm over Cody for the 3 count. The winner of the match, MJF. This match was brutal and good at the same time. After the match, Warlow enters the ring, helping MJF to his feet with the help of the referee, raising MJF's hand in victory before helping him exit the ring. Cody sits up in the corner of the ring. Wife Brandy Rose are now by his side. R. Anderson enters the ring as well. Cody with his arm wrapped around his knees. His head is in his hands. Anderson reaches down to help Cody to his feet. The crowd begins clapping and cheering for Cody. The crowd starts a Cody chant as he limps out of the ring. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. I love seeing Orange Cassidy in the ring. He's a great wrestler, but this match was okay. You know what I'm saying? It was good too. You know what I'm saying? The Bastard Pac makes his way to the ring as his music sounds in the arena. The crowd with mixed response as Pac enters the ring. Out next is Orange Cassidy, accompanied by best friends Chuck and Trent. Orange Cassidy climbs into the ring, putting on his shades and fixing his hair as the bell rings as the match begins. Pac points himself. The crowd chants, "Holy, you know what?" Cassidy lifts his hands above his head, pointing to his shoes. Pac grabs the wrist of Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy counters, dropping Pac on the mat. Cassidy puts his hands in his pockets. A back and forth shin kick match between both men. Pac matching each toe shoved by Cassidy. Pac knocks Cassidy to the mat. Cassidy hands never leaving his pockets. Cassidy off the ropes, hands still in his pocket. Loose his eyebrows around Pac, flipping Pac to the mat. Cassidy still keeping his hands in his pocket. The match moves to the outside of the ring as the crowd begins chanting. Freshly squeezed, Pac knocks Cassidy to the mat. Ringside then lifts him up, rolling Cassidy back in the ring. Back in the ring, Pac lands a blow to the side of Cassidy's head. Pac heads to the top turnbuckle for a stun gun dropkick onto Cassidy. Cassidy landed on his side. Pac grabs Cassidy by the hair, lifting him to his feet. Pac lands a super kick followed by a powerbomb for a pin attempt. Cassidy kicks out. Pac dominates Cassidy inside the ring. Pac goes for the pin. Cassidy follows the punishment he delivered in the ring. The referee counts 1-2. Pac lifts Cassidy's back off the mat to stop the count. Pac shakes his hand with a smile. The crowd begins chanting, "This is wrestling," over and over as Cassidy rolls out of the ring to avoid Pac on the top rope. Pac heads to the outside. Cassidy re-enters the ring. Cassidy smiles at Pac as he counters, rolling in the ring, making his way back to his feet. Cassidy back to his feet. Cassidy with a thunderous DDT following a false splash crossbody off the top rope for a pin attempt. Kick out attempt of his own. Pac kicks out. Pac lightly shoves Cassidy, who is strangling in the center of the ring, mocking Cassidy. Pac does it once more. Pac knocks Cassidy back to the mat. Orange Cassidy builds momentum, getting a surge of energy out of nowhere. Cassidy heads to the top turnbuckle. Cassidy enters a move by Pac with a mid-air DDT, then goes to the top turnbuckle once again. Pentagon Jr. and Ray Finch of the Lucha Bros come from out of nowhere, attacking the Best Friends members, Trent and Chuck, to keep them from interfering in the match. Orange Cassidy watches on as he leans on the ropes with his back turned as if the refs as Pac gets back to his feet and sneaks attack Cassidy from behind. Pac grabs Cassidy and locks in the brutalizer, forcing Cassidy to tap out for the submission win. The winner of the match by submission, Pac. This match between Pac and Orange Cassidy was a good match. It says the winner of the match, Pac. Alright, the main event of the evening, AEW World Title, Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley. This match was fantastic. Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley tore the house down on this main event AEW World Title match. This match was good. Jim Ross sets up a video package highlighting the events between Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley as we head into the main event match of the evening for the AEW World Title Championship match, scheduled for one fall with a 16-minute time limit for all the Elite Wrestling Championship. The match is officially announced. Up first is Jon Moxley, emerging from the cold streets of Chicago, Illinois, making his way through the crowd as he pumps up. The fans tapping Moxley as he makes his way through the crowd as fans in the arena. Finally stepping over the barricade, Moxley slides into the ring, jumping to his feet as quickly paced in the ring, getting hyped for tonight's match. Out next, a choir begins singing the entrance of Chris Jericho as they stand at the top of the stage. As the first verse and chorus finish, The league champion steps out as the Fozzy version of the song continues playing. Chris Jericho makes his way down the ramp, entering the ring, sporting the 7 stitches across the bridge of his nose with a smile. Both men standing in the ring as they are announced. Justin Roberts paused, saying he would have the paraphrase 0F given John Moxley. Up next, announcing the league champion Chris Jericho, Aubrey Everett is the announcer. It's announced as the referee. The bell rings, and the match finally begins. Heavy right hands by Moxley as he chops away at the chest of Chris Jericho. Santana Ortiz on the outside of the ring in the corner of Chris Jericho. John Moxley walks right by as he shoves Jericho through the barricade. The match makes a way into the crowd. Jericho using a makeshift weapon on Moxley in the audience. John Moxley gains the upper hand, slamming his fist onto the back of Chris Jericho as he follows Jericho up the stairs. The crowd begins a Moxley chant as Moxley wraps his forearm around the neck of Jericho. Jericho grabs the camera from the cameraman, giving Moxley the finger as Jericho smiles on, then heading the camera back and counting down the stairs towards the ring, close behind Moxley. Both men make their way back to ringside. Jericho sends Moxley into the ring post. Moxley blindside, dragging blood from the head of Moxley. Jericho taking advantage of the injury, landing a powerbomb on Moxley through a table on the outside of the ring. Moxley sits up, climbing back to his feet. Jericho waits inside the ring. Moxley finally enters the ring. Jericho throwing several fists at Moxley. Chris Jericho gets back to his feet as he wipes his hands in victory, exiting the ring and ringing the bell himself as declaring himself the winner. Jericho re-enters the ring, stomping away at the blood of Moxley. Moxley's head beneath the bottom rope. Jericho lands the catapult. Moxley finally counters, exploding with offense on Jericho, then throwing him onto the opposite corner of the ring. Moxley controls his short-lived as Jericho regains control. Moxley landing on the outside of the ring. Santana Ortiz with a cheap shot on Moxley on the outside of the ring. Jericho exits the ring and throws fists at Moxley. Moxley counters with several blows of his own. Jericho finally landing Moxley onto the stairs on the outside of the ring. The referee asking Moxley if he can continue. Moxley nods in agreement, continuing the brutal match. Moxley struggles back to his feet in the corner of the ring. Jericho throws several shots to the chest of Moxley. Moxley climbs to the turnbuckle. Jericho follows him to the top, shouting, "Come on, Moxley." Moxley builds momentum, throwing multiple right at Jericho. Jericho attempts to land the Lion Tamer on Moxley. Moxley counters, locking in the ankle lock. Jericho on the outside of the ring with his neck turned momentarily. Moxley flies through the ropes, landing on Chris Jericho. Both men back to the ring. Fast-paced back and forth action between the two. Moxley lands the Boston Crab on Chris Jericho. Jericho inches towards the ropes, but Moxley drags him back to the center. Jack Hager comes from out of nowhere just as Jericho is about to submit to Moxley. Moxley releases the Boston Crab and throws a forearm at Hager. Jericho takes the advantage and gets Moxley into the Lion Tamer once again. Moxley inches towards the ropes and finally grabs the bottom rope. The referee forcing Jericho to release. Jericho gets rough with the referee. Jack Hager lands a cheap shot right hand on Moxley, dropping him in the ring. Sammy Guevara with the title belt runs through the ring, smashing Moxley in the head with it. The referee unable to see it as she was banning Jack Hager from ringside. Jericho goes for the cover. Moxley kicks out at 2.5. Moxley back to his feet, smashing Jericho in the face. Both men throw forearms back and forth in the center of the ring. Jericho drives his knee into the bad eye of Moxley. Jericho climbs to the second turnbuckle and then lands a knee drop onto the face of Moxley. Jericho begins a clap looking for the Judas effect. Moxley avoids and lands a pentagon paradigm shift on Jericho. Moxley once again landed a paradigm shift on Jericho. Moxley hits the pin for the win. The winner of the match is your new AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley. This match between Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for AEW World Champion, this match was good. This main event was fantastic. I had lots of fun watching these two go at it. This match was brutal and good at the same time. It says after the match, Chris Jericho exits the ring as Jon Moxley stands in the center of the ring, celebrating his victory. Moxley puts his shirt back on and holds up the championship belt as tears begins to roll with pride. Jon Moxley climbed to the turnbuckle where he holds the belt high for the crowd to see. They go crazy. A highlight reel is showing. As we come back to the ring, Moxley is holding the belt over his shoulder and a mic in his hand. The crowd chants Moxley, Moxley, Moxley began. GD Alice. You know what? Moxley goes on to say, the belt doesn't just belong to him, it belongs to the fans too. Moxley thanks the fans for helping AEW bring wrestling back to the people. Once again, he thanks the fans and lets them know the AEW World Championship belongs to the most important member of the AEW family, the fans. Moxley ends his statement with, "It's beer thirsty." Moxley music sounds and Moxley says, "Hey, what the, you know what, it's making this up as I go along." Moxley thanks everyone and exits the ring, walking through the crowd as the show fades to black. That's all, folks. The AEW Revolution was a good show. I had fun watching AEW Revolution. It was a great show. AEW Revolution was way better than SmackDown and Super Showdown combined together. That's all I gotta say. But leave me a comment down below what you guys think of AEW Revolution, because this was way better than SmackDown and Super Showdown combined together. DJ Storm, shouts to you. TM, shouts to you. Your boy Chris, shouts to you. My KFG Family Gang, shouts to you guys, man. I know TM and DJ Storm and your boy Chris is watching this video. So that's all I gotta say from here. And I know DJ Storms and TM is gonna agree with me that AEW Revolution was way better than SmackDown and Super Showdown combined together. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, but this your boy Billboard John 25. You guys have a great night. I will see you guys tomorrow on my Monday Night Raw review and highlights. I'll talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here.